Hello guys, this is Tarbator here, and today I will be talking about a match I had in the Udaloi. But first I must apologize for my sound quality. I am using a different headset right now because my usual headset, I can't use it right now, it's somewhere else. So I do have to apologize because of how my voice sounds. But yeah, I think it's decent enough for a commentary. So this is a match in Udaloi, which is a tier 9 Russian destroyer, and it's actually my favorite ship in this game right now. Um, the Russian destroyers are play very differently than the other destroyers in this game. Um, with the Japanese destroyers, you have to be very stealthy. Um, you have to set up ambushes. You have to rely on not being seen or not being detected at all. And with the American destroyers, you do pretty much the same thing because they have great torps at later tiers, and their guns are not really great at medium to long ranges. Um, but with the Russian destroyers, you have these amazing 130mm guns, which do quite a lot of damage at long range, and the best of all, they have fast velocity project, fast velocity shells, plus a flat arc, which makes aiming at long range a breeze. And another good thing about these Russian destroyers are their guns are rapid shooting guns, especially in the Udaloi when you get upgraded 130mm guns with a longer barrel, which means you have even flatter trajectory and faster shells than the Kiev guns or Tashkent guns. And as you can see, this makes aiming at range a breeze. But yes, you are a gunboat at later tiers, which means you are almost always detected in the Udaloi, and your torps have 8 km range, but you really can't use them because you are always detected. And 8 km is pretty much the minimum you can get with the detection in Udaloi, so the enemies will be aware there is a destroyer nearby, and yeah, you have to rely on your guns pretty much, and you have to rely, you have to get used to being spotted all the time, which means you have to be very conscious about what's happening around you. Right now, as you can see, I'm just spamming at this guy, and you can see how rapid this gun shoots. The reload is about 3.7 seconds, and I'm shooting AP at this Mogami, and as you can see, I just had a 5,000 salvo on that guy with AP. So, needless to say, the AP on these AP damage from these guns are absolutely amazing when you catch a broadside. The HE shells are not really that good. They don't do much damage. Well, their base damage is pretty low, and their fire chances were it's at 7%, which is not really good at setting fires. But again, if you get fires going, that's a lot of additional damage to big ships like cruisers and battleships. So it's good to spam some HE. And even though the fire chance is pretty low at 7%, when you spam when you can spam this much, you will get some fires going. But now that I talked about the Udaloi a bit and Russian destroyers a bit, let's talk about the game. As you can see, I am fighting two destroyers, two battleships and a cruiser, and there were two cruisers which died. And now it's just these two battleships left. And they are also busy shooting at our guys. We have two cruisers and a battleship around, so they can't really afford to shoot me much. They don't want to waste the damage on a destroyer, which is actually a tough choice because I am doing a lot of damage to them actually, and I will eventually get some fires going, so they are pretty much giving me a free ticket to some damage farming here. And it's an Amagi and a Nagato, by the way. So I get some fires going on this guy, which is always good. And as you can see how easy the aiming is. I'm just landing shells after shells from above, from at about 12 kilometers. And he gives me a broadside and I immediately switch to AP. Because AP will give you more damage when you see broadside. Even against battleships. You can see I'm doing about 2000 per salvo, which is not that much, but considering I can fire salvo every 3.7 seconds, it actually adds up pretty quickly. And this guy is actually turning away. He really does not want constant barrage. As you can see, I can still shoot him, no problems. I'm just still shooting my teammates, so I'm not in any danger at all.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
Then I switch to this guy, which is reversing for some reason. He thinks he's in Iowa or in North Carolina. It's not a good idea doing that in a Amagi, to be honest, because you don't have many guns up at front. And I'm just peppering this guy with HE now. I just want to get some fires going, but then I decide to switch to AP because it gives me a broadside. As you can see, it's still getting pretty good damage. It's adding up really quickly. And there he goes down. Just this Amagi left. And I'm really not afraid of being detected here because I know there are no other enemy ships around, they're all on the other side. So I can just shoot all I want to this guy. Oh, then a Mogami shows up, which complicates things a little bit, and I immediately pop smoke. You really do not want to be focused by a Mogami in the open. And yeah, I was shooting HE at him, but now I switched to AP because he's giving me a broadside. That's the best thing about shooting, having good AP shells in a destroyer. Nobody cares about giving broadsides to a destroyer. They always expect HE, but the Udaloi has amazing AP runs and an amazing trajectory. And I'm just spamming at this guy. The battleship can sustain this chipping away action, but the Mogami just can't. So as you can see, it's just melting away and slowly but surely killing him. Yeah, he just can't sustain this 2000 hits, 2000 per salvo hits. There he goes down. I'm contemplating on shooting, launching my torpedoes, but as you can see he's maneuvering, so I decide against it. Now it's time. He made his choice and he made his turn, And I didn't see the turrets, and I actually almost torped them. That would have been pretty bad for us. Now he's giving me a broadside. It's time.
Don't fire at your allies.
It's time for HE, but as you can see, real life happens, and the doorbell rings, and I suddenly have to go away, but not before getting 2 torp hits, and I will speed up the rest. So I come back, and I'm like, what the hell happened? Apparently, I got stuck on an island going forward. So, and we are not doing well. It's 3 versus 5, and we only have turrets and 2 destroyers, while they have, well, 2 battleships, 2 destroyers, 1 cruiser. It's not looking good, and I decide to cap. Go into the cap in the middle. I spot a, I think that's a Kageru. But yeah, he runs away. Nobody wants to fight a Russian destroyer, and I see this very hurt Nagato, and I think, okay, I think I can take down this guy with me. And then there's an Amagi behind him, and I decide to shoot HE at him. I don't want to risk AP and damage salvos, and I immediately get a salvo going. But he shoots, pumps AG shells into me, AP shells into me, which took half of my health. So yeah, and I see this destroyer behind me, but he's looks like he's more worried about getting the cap, and he's very stressed because the Amag is about to shoot at me, and you need to turn this corner. He gets a run, he gets a hit, but it's not important. Your health pool is pretty large in this Udaloi. 18, almost 19,000. And then I know there are 2 DDs and a cruiser behind me, so I just need to GTF4 right now. But thankfully the enemy destroyer popped their smoke, so it's blocking the line of sight of the Mogami, so he couldn't shoot at me. But now we need to take care of this Amagi. I see his guns are turned away from me. I fire a salvo. Well, I pretty much dumped my torps. You got 15 torps on this thing. But the thing is, you can only shoot 10 per side. So you need to turn the other way. And I really do want to turn the other way, because I know I'm about to die. If that guy can get broadside into me, I'm pretty much dead. So we actually get some accidental teamwork, and or Kagaru get some torps into him, but he thinks he evaded my torps, but you know, my second salvo shows up. Doesn't look good for him. And I'm throttle trolling here, and I just popped my smoke when I saw him, so he was about to fire. You really need to look at the enemy turrets and remember about their reload time. And that's a Kraken unleashed. So right now I do have a choice. I can go back to B, which I know there's a DD inside, and defend the cap. We actually do have a shot in this. Still have a lot of health, but I don't know what's inside the B. Is it the Mogami? If it's the Mogami, I'm dead. So I decide to turn away from it for a while. For now, it's the Kagaru, but I still don't know if there are anything else. So I decide to not go inside, and I just shoot my torps. I don't want to risk it right now, and I want to go around and see get some range between me and the cap and see what's happening before I take an action. I decide to go around, but I know that Mogami can actually come around this corner too, because he saw my direction while fighting the Amagi, and he well, he could have decided that maybe he wanted to meet me head on instead of capping. So I'm very cautious here. And I pop my speed boost just in case. You can get up to 45 knots with the speed boost in the Udaloi, and I see the plane and I know he's around, and I know I'm screwed up. But let's see if we can fight him. A Mogami versus Udaloi at close range. I immediately switch to AP because, as you can see, he's giving me his broadside, and that's at 7,000 salvo. That's another 4,000 salvo. He's just... I'm actually trading well with him. Trading really well with him. But he gets a turret and it really limits my DPS. That was an almost full health Mogami, and look at what happened to him now. And it's actually good that he got my back turret. Now I can turn my face to him and reduce my profile. And he's giving me broadside again. That's 3,000 salvo. That's another 3 hits. And he almost died. If only I had that back turret, I think I could have killed him. But no, you can't always win. And we'll lose. And I'm wondering what the hell is our friendly Kaguru doing. I mean, if only he was helping me. Even one salvo, we could have killed that Mogami and maybe even won the game. But no, he's too concerned of too concerned of the repair costs, and he even pops a smoke in the middle of nowhere. He just wants not to die, which is pretty sad and pretty common at later tiers, since the repair costs are so high. And I just tell him like how it is. If he could have helped me, we could have won this. But anyway, as you can see, this was a pretty good game for me. You just can't win everything, even if you give it your all. But as you can see, I got over 500,000 credits, 3,300 XP, 5 ships destroyed, 3 torpedo hits, 489 round hits. 3 citadels, 15 fires. This thing's just a monster when you can actually, survive long enough to do your thing. And I did about 210,000 damage, and it was mostly AP hits, as you can see, 76,000 AP shell hits and 50,000 HE shell hits. I got lucky with the fires, almost 48,000 damage with the fires, and I got 3 lucky torpedoes, which gave me 30,000 more damage and another 3,000 from flooding. So overall, 210,000 damage in an Udaloi, which is a pretty good match. But you might think that this is an exception, but once you upgrade your Udaloi, these things, I mean, get the modules, get the upgrades, get the commander skills, and this thing turns into a monster. Never underestimate an Udaloi, especially in a cruiser. Don't give it your broadside. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys next time.